Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Darkest Timeline podcast. So we've got games, movies, TV. More than that, we've got something from the week. So that's probably about it. If you're checking us out on YouTube, if you can subscribe, it'd be a big help. And if you could mention to friends and family, and they can subscribe, then bigger help. You can subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you're just listening audio-wise, you can still subscribe, and it's a big help to us. So here we go. This is CookieCast, the Darkest Timeline podcast. Yeah, let's walk into that. And when I say walk, I mean just fall into it. Oh my god. I knew today was going to be an absolute shit show. And, well, you know, nice to be right. Even if it is about whether your day's going to be an absolute shit show. Ugh. A delicious pastry sour does not make up for the day I've had. Honestly. My day started at 6 o'clock in the morning, as it always fucking does. Oh, I should probably get that one out of the way early. If you're offended by swearing, this is not going to be the podcast for you. So yeah, 6 o'clock kickoff, absolutely fantastic. 50-minute run. Did a little over 5k in 50 minutes, which in hindsight, that feels really slow. I was just thinking about it, I was like, I wonder if I can find out what I used to do 5k in, because I think it was quicker than that, let's put it that way. What else? Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of yawning. I think something went wrong. Yeah, I hadn't even got my foot through the door at work before it started. So that's always a fantastic start to your day. Hadn't even got through the door. So there's that. And then first workout of a new phase. I honestly didn't know. I was like, am I going to be sick? Am I going to pass out? Am I going to die? Well, let's find out, shall we? It was one of those. And now I'm just... Whew. Yeah. I honestly don't know what's going to happen first. Whether I'm going to cry, pass out, or both. We shall wait and see. Today was not a good day. I envisage tomorrow being probably worse. So, funnily enough, this will come as absolutely no surprise, but some of the stuff that I've just rattled through are actually on this week's list. First one being is, I am not designed to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning every morning. I am just about designed to get up at 7. Oh, here we go. Oh, fuck. Getting up at 6 o'clock every day is the recipe for
for, I don't know what, insanity, murder. So yeah, the four-legged furry alarm clock has decided that 6 o'clock is time to get up. For a while I thought it was to do with the light mornings through the summer and stuff. Apparently when it's dark outside, it is not to do with the light mornings. It's chipping away at what little sanity I have. I just can't do it. I was like, oh, yeah, I can imagine the one day that he's actually going to have a lie-in. It'll be as it is always. He'll have a lie-in and then the girls will be up early. But no, even on that day, he did not have a lie-in, but the girls did. Just, you wouldn't believe how many times I Google how to make your dog sleep later in the day. And do you know how to make your dog sleep later in the day? No, nobody does. Set an alarm. Yeah, if you set an alarm an hour after he wakes up, I'm sure that's going to do a lot. But yeah, I feel it's chipping away at my sanity. I don't know what it's doing for my mood, but as we'll see later in the podcast, I honestly don't know what's going on with me at the moment. Nothing good, as always. Let's have a looky-loo at what else we've got. I actually took something off the list because it didn't apply by this point in time. I was going to talk about the weather. Yeah, that's the stage we've got to. Talking about the weather. I did a really stupid thing. Now that will come as a surprise, I'm sure. I am not known for stupid things. Yep, I said it. So, last Wednesday, me and the youngest are got the day together. Seemed to think there was something about the weather. I said I'd taken it off the list, didn't I? I think it was going to be like a bad weather day, which is always that thing. When you plan for a bad weather day, you can guarantee it's going to be a glorious sunny day. And I think that might have partially been the case, but I planned for bad weather day. So I was like, yeah, sod it. It doesn't really change my plans. So, what can I do? What's a good indoor activity? Now, how do I word this? Unlike my children, I remember it's one of those. I imagine I have romanticised these memories, but I remember doing a lot of baking as a child. That's evident as I got older and stuff. I still bake now. Every now and then I'm knock out a bit of bacon. No dramas. So I was like, something. I'm going to do some bacon. We'll make something savoury in the morning. We'll make something sweet in the afternoon. So we've got these like cookery books for children, baking books type things for children. Look through there, find something that was good. Found a recipe to do what was supposed to be called cheese. Oh, Jesus Christ. Supposed to be cheese wands. In actual fact, they ended up being cheese straws. So me and the youngest did that. Baking with children is like herding cats. It's a really difficult thing because you want it to be a certain way. And no matter how much you want them to be able to do it, want them to be able to help, depending on their age, depends how much they can. And often it's more mess than anything. And, you know, a lot of the time you end up doing the majority of it yourself, but they still want to do it. And it's just, I think in certain situations, I'm a little bit of a control freak. You know, it's that thing. None of that's really works too well when you're trying to bake together. So we did these cheese straw things, and they were fine. But I'd planned to make something sweet in the afternoon, and the idea came up to make cookies. Reason for this was we've got vast amounts of chocolate in the house that need using up from Easter. That's right, from Easter. And I thought that was a great idea. Another reason was I was kind of trying to redeem myself, because I made some cookies with my eldest a little while back, and they were not good. There was a thing where I didn't take into account everything that was going on, and rather than doing the sensible thing, I didn't do the sensible thing, and instead did what turned out to be the silly thing, which meant that the cookies weren't amazing. So there was that. So I kind of felt like I wanted to redeem myself, make some good cookies. We needed to go to the shop. We went to the shop, we got some ingredients, came back, made cookies. The entire time I'm going through this process, there was a little voice in my head going, you know, this is a bad idea, don't you? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine, I don't need to worry about it. I can make something, I don't have to eat it. Yeah, but, you know, it's cookies, you're going to have to try at least one. Like, okay, one cookie is fine. There's plenty for everyone else. Everybody can have a cookie, you can have one. Job done. Yeah, but one's not going to be enough, is it? Let's not do that. Let's just bake some cookies. Let's not make a big deal out of it. I hate it when the little voice is right. We made the cookies, you know, got them out. They were perfect. Got them on the cooling rack. All this. Obviously, that evening, it's like, well, you know, probably should try a cookie. 3 cookies later, I was like, Jesus Christ, why have I done this? I think a couple of days later, all the cookies were gone. And yeah, I hated myself for every minute of it, because before making the cookies, I knew it was a bad idea. I knew it was the wrong thing to do. It was the wrong move. This quote unquote diet is forever teetering on the edge, on the brink. And it's that thing. There's been a little bit of the D word, the depression. I don't know why either. I don't know what's gone on there. I think it, as always, it ties into spending time with the girls and stuff, and this will sound weird, or might even sound bad, but it's worse when the time that you spend with them is good. It makes everything harder. But we'll get on to that. We're jumping the gun. So I made cookies with the youngest. Terrible idea. I think I can probably work it out. She did quite a lot of the baking for those. She was scooping little spoons of cookie onto the trays. I'm going to say there was probably in the region of 20 cookies. I'm going to say she probably ate 1. So I did not eat 19 cookies. I will say that now. I probably ate 8 of them. Over 3 days. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. It was a terrible idea. I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. So there we go. Right, here's the big one this week. Big-ish one. It's quite big. I was thinking about this. I think I mentioned this last week, or certainly recently, about my low tolerance for people. Now, here's the thing. My low tolerance for people was around, like, you know, Joe Schmo in the street, Joe Blogs, you know, Audi drivers and people who do on-street parking, you know, just people out in the world. This week, though, flipping Norma, it's come real close to home. So I've got like these little pockets, these little groups of people, and in some cases I've got like there's like a group of people, and one of those people is really fucking me off at the moment. There is like another group of people where the entire group of those people are really fucking me off right now. There's like another collection of people where, you know, where you just, it's a bit like when you pity someone, like, ah, but then that really pisses you off as well. And it just seems like, and this is literally over the last week, I'm just like, what is going on? What is happening right now? Why all of a sudden? All right, and this is the thing, because it's not everybody. Like I say, let's say you've got a group of 3 people. One of those 3 people, I'm like, you're annoying me. And then you've got like another group where there's like 2 people, and it's like, and I don't know what it is. So this ties back at, like, there's going to be a theme through this podcast, and the theme is going to be everything's linked. Like today, everything's linked. So I don't know whether it's to do with this getting up early and just having that little bit of sanity chipped away every single day. That's how the day starts. Like, my day starts when my eyes open and I go, oh, for fuck's sake. That's how my day starts. Now, admittedly, I've had a lot of days in my life that have started that way. Yeah, I mean, the percentage is probably quite high. You know, you take into account those days where you wake up and you think it's Saturday, it turns out to be Wednesday. You know, like that kind of sort of thing. But every day starts with, oh, for fuck's sake. So, I mean, at this point in time, we're at 100%. Whereas previously it would be like, I don't know, 95. So, but if you've got a group of 3 people and one of them's pissing you off, and it was just your mood or the way you were feeling that day or any of those things, wouldn't it be all of them? Would it be all 3 of that group? I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what's going on. It's like all of a sudden everybody's decided, for want of a better way of putting it, everybody's decided to be a dick. But then, you know, in a situation where you look at somebody and think you're being a dick, that's the time to internalise it, to look inwards. And then it's like, am I the dick? Is it me? I don't know. here's where we're at. So where we're at is my go-to move. Any given situation. You've pissed me off, so fuck you. I'm not gonna have anything to do with you. So that's where I am. I'm like, this group, they can fuck off. It's like it's a waste of. They're a waste of time. This whole situation is a waste of time. So, fuck this, fuck that, fuck them. These two people. You know, maybe it's just, you know, time to take a step back. This person here, you know, maybe... And it's just that, look, I need to distance myself from these people. But then, it's like, do I actually need to distance myself from everybody? Do I just need to say, look, I need to take some time away from these groups, these people, these whatever? I don't know what's going on. I think that's the problem. Because I can't pinpoint it. I don't spend my days, day in, day out, like, oh, I'm in a really bad fucking mood today. Yeah, my days don't start amazingly. But there's that part of me that's like, oh, you wanted a dog. You took this responsibility on. This is your... Oh no, that's just the way I'm saying that. I jest, obviously. Well, but that's what goes through my head. I'm like, for fuck's sake. I'm like, no. This was the deal. The deal was you got the dog. So you have to deal. And if I'm honest, this was something I never saw this. I never took this into account. I was like, you know, the puppy aspect of things of, it's just going to sleep a lot. And then, like, in between the sleep, he's going to have a little bit of time running around, and, you know, you'll take him for a walk, and it'll be great. And it's just not that. It's every single day starts at 6 o'clock. Admittedly, we have moved away from the 5:20, 5:30 area, so, you know, that's something. But seeing as it's every day now, I'm guessing this is it. This is it. And I just... Maybe it is just that. Maybe I just don't do well sleep deprived, or maybe I don't notice that I'm actually really sleep deprived. I don't know. But my tolerance for other people is so low right now. And I just want to close the door and be like, you guys go and do you. And that's what I do. That's the way I do it. Meh. Whatevs. So I took my middle daughter to a birthday party. It's a very exciting time. So, birthday party, Sunday. Okay. It starts at 11. It's for 3 hours. You've got to stay. What? It's a birthday party. It's 3 hours. But you have to stay with her. Why? Well, they're all a certain age. They're a younger age. They're all, you know, they're young. Because of that, parents, adults, all that have to stay with the children. What? I'm like, that's really gonna scupper the day. Smack in the middle of the day, over lunchtime. It was a whole host of what the flip. So, I'm like, okay, so we've got to go. I've got to get the dog walked. I'm just thinking now. I've just had a. I spelled it wrong. I just had an epiphany there. That was interesting. And then I couldn't get away from it. Back in the day, it would have been known as a pothole. So, get the dog out, walk the dog, get back, get the child in the car, drive to the place where the party is. Like I think it's called a sports club. Basically like a cricket ground. So we get there, go on in. It was such a mixed bag. So I'm like, hang on a minute, this thing's going to be indoors. Best take a mask. Yeah, glad I'm the only person that thought that way. And it's reached that point in time now, where people now just look at you like you've got two heads. I've also experienced, which is a new one, people treating you like you're a germaphobe. I had a situation where somebody was like, oh, are you okay with me touching this? And then handing it to you. Like, yeah, I am. Irony there is that I absolutely wasn't, and I had to go and sanitise my hands afterwards. Anywho, so we go to the party. It's like, oh, you go through all the way. Me and my mask, take the child through, and all it was they had two bouncy castles. One was a bog standard bouncy castle. The other was a bouncy castle that was more enclosed and had a slide. And that was it. No party games, no activities, no clown, no magician, no pin the tail on the donkey. Nothing. I'm like, we're here for 3 hours. This'll be interesting. But, let's face it, if you are a child and you get the opportunity to go on a bouncy castle, that's probably going to keep you going for 3 hours. The irony being is that when the party finished, my daughter went and got back on the bouncy castle. I'm like, we didn't turn up here late. You have had 3 hours on the bouncy castle. This party is over. We can go now. And she got all upset. Not upset. She was like, I was like, go on then, have 5 more minutes. We were there another half an hour, obviously. So, I'm like, there's 3 hours of this. Luckily, the first thing that happened when I got there was one of the other parents literally span round and was like, oh, are you this child's father? I was like, yes. Oh my God. That's amazing. Your child and my child are best friends. Like, okay, that's cool. Oh yes, I've heard a lot about your child. And you know, I don't do well in certain situations, and it's not like I go out of my way to talk to people that I don't know and I've never met and all of this. Luckily for me, this other parent was like, yeah, I'll happily talk to you on and off for the next 3 hours. It's like, cool. So that was that. So we've been there an hour. They're like, we're going to serve the food. Everybody's got the same, so I don't want any arguments. So there's 2 little sandwiches, a ham and a cheese. And my daughter's like, yeah, that ain't going to work for me. Because I'm a vegetarian and I don't like cheese. So there's that. I was talking to the woman who organised it, and she was like, oh, I never thought of that situation. Like, hey, there's plenty of people here, and I'm sure she'll be one of a few that won't eat the sandwiches. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure you're doing the right thing, a good job. And it was, she had enough to eat. There was other things she could eat. Everyone's happy. So all these kids are sat. So remember the rules. Child can go to the party as long as a parent/adult stays. I did a super quick head count while all the children were sat there, and there was over 50 children. At the busiest point in time, I would estimate that there was probably 150 people there. And as I previously mentioned, I was the only person wearing a mask. So there was that. So, sorry, I've got a hair on my phone. So anyway, there was spending time with the daughter at the party and stuff, making sure she was okay, going in. We had a bit of there was some balloons blowing up, and she was running around with the balloon, and I was trying to get it off her, and I'd get it off her and try and keep it away from her and stuff. And we had a good time doing that. There was a point where an ice cream van pulled into the car park, and I was like, there you go. That's business smarts. Like, turn up at a place where you know there's a party going on, park up in the car park, wait for everyone to come out. Money right there. I was like, it'd be interesting if they'd hired the ice cream van. So a little while after it arrived, they played the ice cream tune. And that was that. And I was like, whatever. A lady who'd organised a party, running the party, the mother comes out and was like, children, did you not hear the ice cream van? Go and get an ice cream. And that is in fact what happened. They were paying for all the children and adults to have an ice cream. And I was like, that is... It proper knocked me back. I was like, that is a genius idea. Super generous idea. And just proper wow, that's cool. That was a really cool thing. I did not have an ice cream, by the way. I did have to rescue my daughter's lolly from the inevitable, because it did in fact end up on the floor, but it was the last bite. So, and here was the thing: of all of this stuff, all this, I ended up having quite a nice time because I got to spend some, one-on-one time. Although, like I say, there was probably 150 people there, with my daughter, and it's that thing, people talk about. There's this whole thing about the middle child, and I set this time aside for me and my eldest. It's very important for me and my eldest to spend time together. It's important for me. It's important for her. It's important for the relationship. And as we know, I spend time with the youngest. I have a whole day of the week with her. And there was a time, a while ago, where me and my middle daughter would get this real quality time together. We'd often go to Morrison's and sit and have a drink, something to eat. Good times. But times change. And although me and my middle daughter get these snippets of time, we don't get these big chunks of time. So it's interesting when we do. It's very enjoyable. I said to her, I was like, I really enjoyed spending time with you today. And she told me that she'd enjoyed when we've been playing with the balloons. I think we both got quite a lot out of it, so that was nice. So there. I went back into the office today. What an absolute fucking shit show that situation was. Honestly, I'm struggling to think right now of a more pointless endeavour. Yeah. I could, I'm sure at a push, probably do a full podcast on my feelings around this situation. I can't imagine that's the right move. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that struck me, and this is weird because it's not actually anything to do with going back into the office, was what an absolute shithole York City Centre is these days. It is fucking disgusting. Rubbish everywhere. The streets are filthy. There are many different areas of the city that smell like piss. So many shops that are just empty, boarded up, all of this. There are shops that I was like, I didn't even know that was there. Absolute shithole. So much for being the nicest city in the UK. It was awful. It was a really unpleasant experience walking through town. The many times I had to do that today. I really wished that I hadn't have had to have that experience, as well as the pointlessness of having to go back into the office. I think all in all, I probably lost 3 hours today to travelling and just general unnecessariness. That's not even a word, but whatever. Yeah, just an absolute... It's just pointless. Did I get more work done today than if I'd have been at home? I'd say I got 60% less. Or 60%. You be the judge. And yeah, apparently now we're worried about how much time I'm doing. You know, before I even get my foot through the door. So that's fun. Yeah, like I say, I could do an entire podcast on my feelings on this, but I don't think that's probably the right move. And who would listen to it? Ask yourself that. Recently, and admittedly, this is going to sound a bit odd because it's only been the last couple of weeks. But recently, hey, hang on a minute. No, it's not the last couple of weeks. Last 3 weeks. I've been trying to do this thing called Step-tember. I set the goal, not a hard, fast goal, just a let's see if we can do it kind of goal. See if I could complete 10,000 steps a day. Back in the days where I used to wear a Fitbit. Whereas also, funnily enough, at the same sort of time, that 10,000 steps a day was an absolute breeze for me. I do remember the days of 20,000+ steps. And like I say, not a hard, fast rule. There have been a couple of days where I've missed the 10,000 steps, and there have been a couple of days where I've got nowhere even in the vicinity. However, today, so far, and when I say so far, I'm pretty sure I'm probably not going to get many more in today, I've done 17,791 steps. It would be, 7,600 steps more than this day last week, apparently. So, it's been interesting. Sort of having that little goal at the back of your mind. And really kind of getting into the, checking through the day, how many steps have I done. Obviously I've got my run, I've got, the possibility of those 2 dog walks, and then anything in between. Some days, like today, absolutely crushed it. Other days has been a little more difficult. Some days it's like, I did 10,100 kind of thing. But it has been quite interesting having that goal there, like I say. So there. I'm sure I'll get just as many steps in tomorrow. Right, let's talk some entertainment. Just remember how I'd been watching Series 7 of Scrubs and being like, what the flipping heck is the point? I was watching an episode, and then it went on to the next episode, and it was like, Series 8. Like, hang on a minute. What, did somebody turn 2 pages at once? What the fuck's going on here? And when I looked, Series 7's got something like 11 episodes, and it's just into Series 8. Now, I seem to remember at the time they were maybe like soft cancelled. I think they were cancelled on one network, but immediately picked up on on another network. I'm sure there are only 9 series, but I thought that Zach Braff left before, with 2 series left. Let's have a looky-loo. Alright. Oh yeah, Courtney Cox was in it. I'd like to say before all the surgery, but no. Just before a lot of the surgery that makes her look awful now. So I've seen that. I'm up to there. I'm guessing that Zach Braff must have done all of Series 8 and just must not be in Series 9. What? No, it would appear that he's in Series 9. Then I don't know where I've got that information from. Whatever. So, Series 7 was really struggling along. Series 8 has been mildly enjoyable. I don't know if it seems like it's reinvigorated a little bit. It's gone back to being mildly entertaining. I seem to remember, I was thinking about this the other day, I seem to remember that, I don't want to have to look it up, I think, did Friends have 10 series? Or was it more than that? Anyway, I seem to think that there was a couple of series towards the back end that weren't amazing, but then it picked up again for maybe the last couple of series. So I think it's probably just a lull. But now I'm like halfway through Series 8. So now I'm like, I kind of might have to do the lot. Talk about mixed feelings. Jeez, man, it's... Yeah, I honestly don't know what the review will be at the end of all this. But it's going to be interesting to see. I watched a film. I can't, in all good conscience, really talk about it. Because as films I have seen go, it's up there. I watched Deadpool because it's finally gone on to Disney Plus. I've seen Deadpool a lot. I am currently watching Deadpool 2. One of those things, like when you've seen something a lot, I feel that there's kind of like you kind of build a hatred. That might sound weird, but you kind of build in like, oh God, I don't want to watch it because I've seen it so much. And it kind of erases why it is that you have seen it so much. And putting Deadpool on, I was a bit like, I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. I don't necessarily need to watch it again. Man. And literally, I put it on and watched it, and as I'm sure you can imagine, loved every minute of it. And I was a bit like, oh, I'm glad I watched it. And then I was like, oh man, the second one's great, but it's got that whole thing with the kid, spoilers. And I was like, I don't know if I can be asked. I don't really want to have to deal with it. I'm like halfway into it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still loving it, aren't I? So yeah. Game wise, it's not going to come as a shock to anybody. No VR, I'm afraid. I set out with all the best will in the world to play every single day. But obviously Monday I can't because I've got a podcast to do. Tuesday I can't because I've got a podcast to do. Wednesday I can't because I don't know what happens on a Wednesday. I'm sure something happens. Can't on a Thursday, got a podcast. Friday, got a thing on a Friday night. Then it's the weekend. And it's every day I'm like, I'm going to play VR today. And it just... There was a point in time where the heat was the problem. And it's still quite warm at the moment. It's warm in here. So, but I'm still holding out hope. We can talk console games though. You might remember I was playing Hitman 1 of the remade franchise. I don't know what you call it. I did finish Hitman 1. I was about to say the weekend, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I finished Hitman 1. I think I landed on this. I don't think I like that game. What I realised was that the entire playing experience of Hitman 1 is load a game, go 2 steps in one direction, realise you can't do it, reload the game, go 2 steps in another direction, realise you can't do it, reload a game, and it's that. It's basically, can I complete this opportunity that the game has given me? I'm trying. No, I can't do it. Let's find a different way of doing it. There is a particular level in Hitman 1 that I have reloaded the beginning of that level. Over the number of times I played that game, it's probably 1,000 times. It's... Hitman 1 is a game that's trying to be the games that came before it, whilst also trying to be different, but it doesn't want to be different, it wants to be the same. And it just can't make up its mind, and it's like, oh, do you want to do the game this way? Yeah, cool. Oh, you weren't stood in that one place at that one point in time, so that opportunity is now gone. Alright, that's fun. Things like that. It's like, I've got a disguise. This is the thing that pisses me off the most. Oh, I've got a disguise. Alright, cool. You know how you've got that disguise on? Yeah, I have. 60% of the people in the area know that it's you. So what's the point in the fucking disguise then? Anyway, I finished it. I was glad I'd finished it. I got almost no enjoyment from playing it, which, let's face it, is not a good sign. It has recently been put to me that maybe I'm just really bad at it, and I'm happy to accept that. So, knowing that I was coming to the end, I made sure to install Hitman 2, which I believe is the best of the three. So far, I mean, Hitman 2 is just it's a different game. That, you know, everything about it's different. Like the way you play is different. It's just the 1 and 2 are worlds apart. And the problem with 3 is that 3 wants to be the first one, so kind of wants to just forget everything that the second one did right, which was everything. From what I remember, 3 really suffered with trying to just be 1. And it should have just tried to be a different version of 2. These are all just numbers I'm throwing around. I've done first mission and the second mission. Very enjoyable. Like I say, I cannot say enough about the difference between the first and the second. Hitman 2 is where it's at. It's a real solid game. Still trying to do the thing where I do different opportunities, which I tell you this much, have made for some really interesting playing experiences. I did the second level last night, and following different opportunities really led to like entire areas, entire concepts just lost if you don't do the game in different ways. Very much I had a couple of situations where I had to sort of think on the fly. Made some rookie mistakes. I did a thing and I was like, you Egypt. I didn't hide a body. And at all times, you should always make sure to hide the body. Conscious or not. But it's very much I actually look forward to playing it, whereas I didn't overly have that with the first one. It'll be one of those, I know for a fact that I'll start getting towards the back end of the second one and I'll be like, oh, man, that means I'm going to have to play the third. But I did set out on this journey to try and play 1, 2 and 3 back to back. And there was a couple of points in time where I nearly just skipped what I had left of the first one and just moved straight on to the second. I didn't. I did complete it, and you know, it means I don't have to go back to it. So there's that. So there we go. I will at this point in time apologise for all the swearing, all the swearsies. I'm not having a good day. I'm having a bit of a vent. Get those frustrations out. But I will also say thank you for listening along. Yeah. There we go. I'll catch you next week.
So there we go. What do you think to that? Another one done. Thank you for listening along. I appreciate it. And if you could subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, I'd certainly appreciate that as well. If you want to jump over to thecookiecast.com, we've got social media links. It's just a little website, but it does mean you can get in touch with us. Drop us a line, let us know how you're getting on, and we'll give you a shout out. That's it for this one. Till next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.